This is Act 1, Scene 2, Part 2. A loud clap of thunder is heard. Oh dear! He looks up at the sky and puts out his hand to feel for rain and runs away. Milo watches puzzledly and drives on. I agree, Milo. I'm not understanding this. Milo, he says this, I'd better get out of expectations, but fast. Talking to a guy like that all day would get me nowhere for sure. Milo tries to speed up, but he finds instead he is moving slower and slower. Oh, now what? He can barely move. Behind Milo, the Lethargians, and these are characters, begin to enter from all parts of the stage. They are dressed to blend in with the scenery and carry small pillows that look like rocks. Whenever they fall asleep, they rest on their pillows. Okay, so that's what's happening on the stage. He goes, now I'm really getting nowhere. I hope I didn't take a wrong turn. The car stops. He tries to start it. It won't move. He gets out and begins to tinker with it. I wonder where I am. So Lethargian 1, you're in the doldrums. Milo looks around. Lethargian 2 says, yes, the doldrums. And a yawn is heard. Milo, he's yelling, what are the doldrums? Lethargian 3 says, the doldrums, my friend, are where nothing ever happens and nothing ever changes. So here we go. Parts of the scenery stand up, or 6 people come out of the scenery colored in the same colors as the trees. So they move very slowly, and as soon as they move, they stop to rest again. So I'm kind of thinking like, in movies where there's maybe zombies or something, and they're all hidden, and then all of a sudden they're like, whoa. Okay. So Lethargian 3 says, allow me to introduce all of us. We are the Lethargians at your service. Milo, he's very uncertain. He's like, okay, very pleased to meet you. I think I'm lost. Can you help me? Lethargian 4, don't say think. He yawns. It's against the law. Lethargian 1, no one's allowed to think in the doldrums. Then he falls asleep. Lethargian 2, don't you have a rule book? It's Local Ordinance 1753 89-J, and then he falls asleep. Milo pulls out his rule book and reads. He reads the ordinance, the same one that's just up here. It shall be unlawful, illegal, and unethical to think of thinking, surmise, presume, which are words over here. Surmise, guess, using your intuition, presume, to assume. Reason, meditate, or speculate, guess. So basically using any of your brain at all, while in the doldrums. Anyone breaking this law shall be severely punished. That's a ridiculous law. Everybody thinks. All the Lethargians say, we don't. Lethargian 2. And most of the time, you don't. That's why you're here. You weren't thinking and you weren't paying attention either. People who don't pay attention often get stuck in the doldrums. Face it, most of the time, you're just like us. Falls, snoring to the ground, and Milo laughs. Lethargian 5. Stop that at once. Laughing is against the law. Don't you have the rule book? It's Local Ordinance 574381-W. Milo, he opens the rule book and reads, in the doldrums, laughter is frowned upon, and smiling is permitted only on alternate Thursdays, which means every other Thursday. Well, if you can't laugh or think, what can you do? Lethargian 6 says, anything as long as it's nothing, and everything as long as it isn't anything. There's lots to do, and we have a busy schedule. Lethargian 1 says, at 8 we get up and then we spend from 8 to 9 daydreaming. Lethargian 2. From 9 to 9:30 we take our early mid-morning nap. Lethargian 3. From 9:30 to 10:30 we dawdle and delay, which just means just walk around, do nothing. Lethargian 4. From 10:30 to 11:30 we take our late early morning nap. Lethargian 5. From 11:30 to 12 we bide our time and then we eat our lunch. Lethargian 6. From 1 to 2 we linger and loiter, which means hang out and do nothing. From 2 to 2:30 we take our early afternoon nap. From 2:30 to 3:30 we put off for tomorrow what we could have done today. That means they look at their to-do, if they have a to-do list or anything, they don't do it. From 3:30 to 4 we take our early late afternoon nap. From 4 to 5 we loaf and lounge until dinner. Again, just hanging out, doing nothing. From 6 to 7 we dilly-dally, and that just means do nothing. From 7 to 8 we take our early evening nap, and then for an hour before we go to bed we waste time. Lethargian 1 is yawning. You can see it's really quite strenuous, which means hard, to do nothing all day long. So once a week we take a holiday and go nowhere. So once a week they go on a vacation and go nowhere and do nothing. Lethargian 5, which is just where we were going when you came along. Would you care to join us? Milo, he's yawning. He goes, that's where I seem to be going anyway. He's stretching. He says, tell me, does everyone here do nothing? Lethargian 3, everyone but the terrible watchdog. He's always sniffing around to see that nobody wastes time. He's the most unpleasant character. The watchdog? Lethargian 6 says, the watchdog! All the Lethargians together start yelling at once. Run! Wake up! Run! Here he comes, the watchdog! They all run off and enters a large dog with the head, feet, and tail of a dog and the body of a clock, having the same face as the character, the clock, that we heard in that very beginning. Okay, very confusing still. All right. Watchdog, what are you doing here? Milo, nothing much, just killing time, you see. Watchdog, killing time? His alarm rings in fury. It's bad enough wasting time without killing it. What are you doing in the doldrums anyway? Don't you have anywhere to go? Milo, I think I was on my way to Dictionopolis when I got stuck here. Can you help me? Watchdog, help you? You've got to help yourself. I suppose you know why you got stuck. Milo, I guess I just wasn't thinking. Watchdog, precisely, and now you're on your way. Milo, I am. Watchdog, of course. Since you got here by not thinking, it seems reasonable that in order to get out, you must start thinking. Do you mind if I get in? I love automobile rides. That makes me laugh a little because my dog loves to get in cars too. He gets in and they wait. Well, Milo says, all right, I'll try. He screws up his face and thinks, are we moving? Watchdog, not yet. Think harder. Milo, I'm thinking as hard as I can. Well, just think a little harder than that. Come on, you can do it. All right. I'm thinking of all the planets in the solar system and why water expands when it turns to ice and all the words that begin with Q. And the wheels begin to move. We're moving. Keep thinking. Milo, he's thinking how a steam engine works and how to bake a pie and the difference between Fahrenheit and centigrade. Dictionopolis, here we come. Hey, watchdog, are you coming along? You can call me Talk, and keep your eyes on the road. What kind of place is Dictionopolis anyway? Talk. It's where all the words in the world come from. It used to be a marvelous place, but ever since Rhyme and Reason left, it hasn't been the same. Rhyme and Reason? The two princesses. They used to settle all of the arguments between their two brothers who rule over the land of wisdom. As you see, Azaz is the king of Dictionopolis, and the mathemagician is the king of Digitopolis. They almost never see eye to eye on anything, which means they never agree on anything. It was the job of Princess Sweet Rhyme and Pure Reason, or Princesses Sweet Rhyme and Pure Reason, to solve the differences between the two kings. And they always did so well that both sides usually went home feeling very satisfied. But then one day, the kings had an argument to end all arguments. I'm going to stop here, and then we'll do a part 3.